Hi, I'm Chris, welcome back to FRAG-MENTAL, thank you for joining me. So you want to wear a versatile fragrance all year round. You don't want any of this seasonal stuff. You want to be able to wear a fragrance you can wear in the sunshine, in the rain, in the hail, in the snow, during solar flare activity. Well, I've got you covered. Here are 6 of the best year-round versatile fragrances. Some people like to wear fragrances seasonally, so fresher fragrances in the warmer weather and maybe darker, richer fragrances in the cooler weather, like in the autumn and the winter. Some people don't care about any of that. Some people just want fragrances they can wear whenever, all year round, any weather, any time of year, any situation, any scenario. And even if you do wear your fragrances seasonally, it's always nice to have a few versatile fragrances in the collection. The first one is from a brand I really enjoy, but I feel like I don't talk about enough. So I'm going to talk about one of their fragrances in this video. The first one I'm recommending is from LARC and it's called Memoir. The perfumer behind this is Julien Rasquinet. We've got some blackcurrant, pineapple, bergamot bringing the freshness. There's some florals and lots of woods too. This is a hugely enjoyable, very wearable fragrance. As you heard from the notes, there's some fresher elements, there's some darker elements, but don't think of it as fresh or dark or a mix of the two. Just think of it as one really beautifully, skillfully blended fragrance that can be worn all year round. It certainly has that mass appealing, crowd pleasing quality to it, but it also has the quality that niche fragrances bring to that style of scent. So fresh, a little bit floral, a little bit woody, very likable. This is a fragrance that will jump off the skin. Performance is excellent. I think this is a great one and I wanted to recommend it to you because I thought maybe the brand or maybe this particular fragrance wasn't on your radar, but great perfumer, great fragrance. I think you should try this if you get the chance. I can guarantee you will definitely have heard of this next brand because I find it hard not to put Tom Ford fragrances in my videos. I love the brand, one of my favorite designer brands. The one I'm going to talk about in this versatile video is Beau de Jour. This is lavender, all the lavender in fact, but there's also some herbal elements with rosemary and basil, so very aromatic. Because it's so aromatic and we've got these lovely punchy herbs pinging off all over the place, works well in the warmer months, but there's also so much depth to this fragrance. There's oak moss, there's amber, so it's really giving the fragrance some density and some heft. So it's never too heavy to wear in the warmer months, but it is heavy enough to easily pull this off in cooler months. The cold weather is not going to stop this fragrance from working its magic. It's strong stuff, like really strong actually. It's got a bit of an old school gentlemanly vibe going on with it with the lavender, but I think it is still a very modern smelling fragrance. If you want to smell refined and sophisticated at any time of the year, Beau de Jour is going to do it. A brand I've really loved for years and I want to talk about them a little bit more because I sell them on my website and none of you are buying them and it's such a good brand. It's Renier perfumes and the fragrance that I'm going to talk about is Genius. Again, this is fresh and dark at the same time. There's bergamot, neroli, ginger, lots of energy from these opening notes, but then we've also got tobacco just leveling things out and darkening things up just slightly. The best way I can describe this scent is if you love the note of tobacco and you love all the great depth and structure that tobacco can bring to a fragrance, but sometimes maybe you think it's a heavy note, and a lot of tobacco fragrances aren't fragrances you would choose to wear in the warmer temperatures. This fragrance can do it because it's got those lively, energetic, fresher notes in the top, and even the tobacco here isn't too dark or robust. It's all beautifully balanced out, so it's got the depth from the woods, from the tobacco, but it's got the freshness as well. If you want to wear a tobacco fragrance all year round and still get the satisfaction that tobacco brings, a lovely sweet, slightly honeyed tobacco, then you've got to try Genius. My shout for an all year round versatile tobacco fragrance. Going back to a designer now, and I always look at my designer fragrance shelf and think about the fragrances I love the most. And I saw one that I don't think I've mentioned recently, so I thought I'd mention it in this video because it's absolutely perfect. This is La Malle Parfum from Jean Paul Gaultier. We've got that classic minty lavender Lamal DNA, but this one adds some iris and vanilla. Quite a lot of vanilla, but not too much vanilla that it would become too cloying in the summer months. It does have a little bit of creaminess, but it works because it's got these fresher elements in there as well. Iris obviously is a note that can be worn all year round. It does have that lovely iris in there as well. So iris, a little bit of creamy vanilla, pair that with the Lamal DNA. This is such a great designer fragrance. I love wearing this. I'm pretty sure that anyone around me who smells this on me is going to enjoy smelling it on me, whether they tell me or not. It's such a good scent. It's got attitude, it's got likability, it's crowd pleasing, but it's got depth to it as well. All year round, if you want a Lamal that works, Lamal Le Parfum is my shout. I wanted to go right up onto the luxury end of things for this next fragrance, and you don't get more luxury than Chypre Extraordinaire from Roja Parfums. This is such a bright, floral and fruity fragrance. It's just fizzing and popping with energy, but it isn't all just energy and brightness. Oh no, because then it wouldn't be versatile, would it? To level things off, we've got notes like leather, civet and oak moss. They're providing a huge amount of depth to the scent, but not only that, some attitude and some backbone. So you've got all these lovely, elegant florals and the fruitiness, and then the notes like leather and civet go, no, we are not just gonna be a lovely, bright, floral, fruity fragrance. We're gonna be a little bit badass. So this is a very luxurious fragrance, but it is very big. I think you've got to be able to carry this off. I think you've got to be confident enough to wear a fragrance as big as this. It's a bit of a room filler, so you definitely don't want to overspray it. But if you're in the mood for wearing a fragrance that is very loud and unapologetic perfumery, then Chypre Extraordinaire is probably gonna suit you. The next one and the last one is a designer fragrance that really surprised me when it came out, because the first iteration of this was not my favorite. Now I know Jeremy's been all over TikTok and Instagram at the moment saying if it's a flanker, he doesn't like it because he thinks the first one is the one that should be the best. But what if the first one wasn't the best and the flanker's better? Well, that's the case with this one. Jeremy, I think you should definitely smell this. Givenchy Gentleman Society Extreme. Not a fresh fragrance, but it does have a nice little bit of fresh peppermint in the top. There's iris, again, iris, very popular note at the moment. But what I love about this is the robust coffee. The iris is that gorgeous lipsticky iris that we get in other Givenchy Gentleman fragrances, and also in the Dior Homme line. It's that kind of thing. So very mass appealing, very addictive, very sexy, very sensual. All those good things that begin with S. So the coffee, the woods bring this attitude, bring the structure. It's a really well balanced fragrance. So it's got the fresher elements that work in the warmer temperatures, the darker elements that work in the cooler temperatures, which means, you guessed it, versatile enough to wear all year round. I think this is one of the best designer releases of recent times. I'm really enjoying this. If you haven't tried Gentleman Society Extreme because you didn't think the first version of this was that great, I would urge you to try this because it's longer lasting, it's more distinctive, it's got more character. I think it's a better fragrance. Jeremy, get your nose on it. There were some versatile fragrances. I could have included all the usual suspects from all my favorite brands in this video, but I wanted to make sure that I was giving you some newer recommendations, maybe putting a few new brands and fragrances on your radar that you weren't aware of, because I really think you should try these. So if it's versatile year-round fragrances you're after, I think these are all great options. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and if you do all that, you'll see me in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.